Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you demo about implementing cell search handler in .NET Maui application. So let me add here student list view and that view model. So here I am just going to create view folder and then view model and another folder models. So here I am just going to add .NET Maui content page, student list view, and for the same I am just going to add view model. And in model, let me add student model. Okay, now here in a student list view binding context, I am just going to set student list view model. Now let me set this student list view page as a main page. So here in appshell.yaml, I'm just setting namespace to views folder, and from that I'm just accessing student list view. Now here in a student list view, you can access search handler by this like cell.search handler, and in that you can specify the search handler. Before that, let me run the application. Okay, so it's this thing student list page. Now let me add here search handler. Okay, so for adding search handler, I need to create one search handler. So for that, in this project, I am just going to add new folder, and in this folder, search handlers folder, I am just going to add student search handler, and this class going to inherit search handler. So let me override one method on query change. So here also let me access list of student. So like when I implement this search handler, that time I am just going to pass list of students here, and when I search, then that this on query change method will execute. So let me add here condition. If string dot is null or white space new value, means if the new value is empty, that time I'm just going to clear the item source. Otherwise, in item source, I'm just going to filter the value from the students object, like app dot student. Here let me add student. So student dot name dot contain okay. Now there is another a method on item selected. So when I click on any item, that time this method is going to execute. Now let me add some dummy record in student list view model. Okay, so here I have added now dummy record. Now here on student list view, let me first add namespace for search handler. Now from this namespace I am just going to access the student search handler, and here now I can access student property. So let me see here in search handler I need to set here getter and setter. So after that I can access now the students here, and here I need to set this data, that this dummy data that I have added in students object. So let me add here namespace for view model also. Okay, so from student list view model I just access this students object and pass to this search handler. Now here another property you can use is display member name. So from this student model object, when you search for this name property, which information you want to display, that you can pass. So from here let me pass email property. Now let me run the app and let's see on the searching of student name it's displaying email or not. Okay, now here now if I am searching for name Pragnesh and it's so displaying that email address, because here I said display member name as an email. So you can set any property from like whatever the model you are using, from that you can use any property as a display member name. And another property is show result. So like when you set show result as a true, that time on text change event is just going to head the record. Okay, now here another property that you can set is a query icon and clear icon. So let me add icon, and after that we set here query icon and search icon. So I'm just going to add these three images in resource images folder. So here query icon I'm just going to set as a search icon, and clear icon I will set as a clear icon. Now let me run the app. Okay, so here it's displaying search icon, and when I search for something, then it's also displaying clear icon to clear data. You can also set here placeholder, and another property is search box visibility. So by default is expanded, and if you want to display like a search icon, and on the click of search icon it just displays this search text box. So for that you can just set as a collapse. So now it will look like this. Now it's only visible this search box on the click of search icon. So let me just revert to expanded. I think I need to rerun this. Okay, now if you want to like design this whatever the search result is here displaying, so you can customize this also by using item template of search handler. So let's implement that. So here you can use item template property. Let me just add here models namespace. Okay, so here right now I directly set source as a this one user picture. Now let me run the app and let's see. Now it will display user avatar as well as that name, because here in item template we just customize the UI. So like this way you can also modify the UI. Okay, so now it's displaying default user icon and the name. Here also you can display like address or anything you want to display, like email also down to this user. Then just you need to add that property here. Okay, now here in a search handler, we have on item selected. So on the, like whenever I select any item from search list, it's going to invoke this method on item selected. So let me put debug here. Okay, so on the click of any item, it's just going to invoke this. So let me add here any logic to navigate to other page. So for that, first I'm just going to add another view called student detail view, .NET Maui content page. So here on student detail view page, I'm just going to set student detail view model binding context. So here I'm just going to create one getter and setter property to display student details. So before that, let me here add in a view model base view model. I'm just going to add that, just going to implement I notify property change. Okay, so here in now student detail view, I'm just going to create object of student model. Okay, so now in this student detail object, I will bind data like when I navigate from this search handler, that time I will pass here to pass from this page like a student object to this student detail page, and here from query parameter I will access student detail. So here in student detail page, let me just bind student detail dot name and that email. Like when I navigate to this page, then it's just going to display student detail dot name and email. Now here in appcell.jml.cs, I'm just going to register this page. Okay, now here on search handler, like when I click from student list UI, like when I select any item, so that time here how I got to know like I need to navigate to particular page. So for that I'm just going to create another property called navigation route. So this navigation route I'm just going to set here in student list view. So here I can specify now navigation route. So on the click of student, I just want to navigate to student detail view. This will be the key that I have specified here in appshell.jaml.cs. So this name of I right now I set as a page name as a key. So this I need to specify here. So on the click of this, I'm just going to access now here in a search handler. So I will double check here like it. So if navigation route is not empty, that time I just navigate to student detail. And here let me pass navigation parameter also. So for that I'm just going to create object navigation parameter, that key, and the type of navigation will be like I'm just passing in object format. So here in dictionary I will set key as a student detail, and that value will be the current item that is selected. Now here that navigation parameter I will pass. Now this page is going to navigate to whatever the navigation route that I have specified in a student list UI here in a search handler. Now in a student detail view model, here I am just going to access data using query property. So here I need to specify the name of the property that I want to bind data. So this will be the student detail. So let me just set as a and here is the query ID. So whatever the query ID we have set here in a search handler, I set as a student detail. So let me just modify name, so both name like differentiate. So here I just set as a student detail object. So this key I will set here. So now this page, when this page is navigated, that time it's just going to fetch data from this key student detail object, and it will bind to this student detail. Now let me run the app and let's see, it's displaying student detail on the click of particular item. Okay, so now on the click of any item, now it's navigating to student detail view, and it's displaying whatever the user that I have selected from here, that user information it's displaying on student detail UI. Let me just okay. Now here in a student list view, if you see here, I just set navigation route as a like a string format. But like if you want to set, instead of like a name, if you want to set navigation type, like whatever the type of page, like a student detail view type I want to pass, and from type I just want to access the key and navigate to particular page, that also you can do. So let me just set here one property called public type navigation type, and from navigation type I will access the key. So for that, here first in app cell I need to create dictionary. In that I will add key and the type. So let me just create a first dictionary. Okay, in these routes now I will add navigation route. So key will be the name of student detail view and type will be the type of. Now from this route now I will register the route. So here okay, so I just created one dictionary type of string and that string and type. In that I just added roots detail, and from that roots I also registering it. Now from these roots I will access, like I pass the type of page, and from that I will access the key. So let me just add logic related to this in search handler. Okay, so here in that navigation page name I just written okay, so from the app cell I will access routes, and from that route I will check like any value of route is equals to this navigation type. And from there I will access the key. So let me add another condition here. So if the user have specified navigation route, then it's just going to navigate to navigate to particular page using navigation route, and if navigation type is not null, then we will navigate to other page using type. So here I will just first fetch navigation page name, and then I navigate to particular page. Now here in student list view, now I just remove this navigation route and I will set navigation type. So first let me add namespace of view here. And from the view I will access this student detail view. So here now navigation type I have set as a student detail view. So when I click on particular item, so it's just going to check that navigation type is not null, then from the type we will fetch key. So that key here in appcell.xml.cs, so here we have added all item in routes. So from the routes it's just going to access this key, and so key is basically that routing page name, and it just navigate to particular page. Now let me run the app and let's see it's working or not. Okay, so it's navigating to student detail page using navigation type property that we have specified. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel, and thank you so much for watching it.